welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Tal. Today I'm doing a super duper exciting little craft video. It's just gonna be lots of fun because we can just craft together for the next like 20 minutes. Anyways, I'm gonna be making some necklaces. I know it's like very trendy right now to be like boho vibes, and a lot of girls like to wear their crystals around their neck. So I thought, why not make a video on how to do these necklaces, because I was a little bit confused on how to make them to begin with, and it took me a few tries to get it down, but now I know. I'm gonna set up my camera and we're gonna get right to work, right to crafting, but make sure that you guys follow me on Instagram and TikTok and Pinterest if you haven't already. I literally post daily content and I keep up with you guys the most on there. And also subscribe, because a lot of you actually watch my videos and aren't subscribed. So pause this video, go subscribe. Did you subscribe? I gave you time there. Okay, I'm glad you did that. Anyways, we are going to start crafting. We're going to be creating the infamous rope hanging necklace. Now, for this, you're just gonna need a little bit of yarn or twine, whatever you have. I just found this downstairs, actually, in my basement, but if you are not around a bunch of crafting string in your house, then you can probably get this at Walmart or even dollar store. If you're in Ontario and the lockdown is over now when you're watching this, you can probably find this at your local dollar store. So what you're going to need is 4 arm spans. So an arm span is like from this arm to the end of this arm. You're going to need 4 lengths of this string. 1, grab it, 2, 3, 4. And this would be the end where you cut. Realistically, this is all you would need to make the necklace. However, I have put a little wooden bead on mine, and this kind of open and closes the mesh little net, so that way if it's a bigger crystal, the bead can be up higher and there's more room for the crystal, or if it's a smaller one, I can push the bead all the way down. The nut really wraps and hugs around the crystal. So, I mean, you can put crystals in here, or you could put like anything really, maybe like a snack for later or something. Who knows? Maybe you're feeling like a candy bar or something. You can like put your mini, you know, the little mini Halloween candy bars? Yeah, you could probably fit one in here. Anyways, you're gonna need the string, and if you want to have that extra little bead, there are these wooden beads that you can get at the dollar store. So highly recommend for this necklace. Now with your 4 wingspan length of string or yarn, you are just going to need to fold this into half. You're gonna find both of the ends, just pinch them together, and then find the exact center. Then you're going to connect these both. Find the center again. Okay, now that you have the middle again, and you're going to put this with the rest of your string that you're pinching. So now it's going to look like you have 8 strings here. Now that you have this pinched, you can snip this stuff. Now, at the bottom, you have all of your looped string here. You're going to tie a knot here. I just wrap it around my finger, thread 4 of the strings right through, and pull. This is basically the bottom of your necklace right here. We are going to divide these into 4 separate sections. So obviously 8 divided by 4 is 2. So you can take 2 strings from out of this knot, and you're going to tie a knot about 1 centimeter for us Canadians. I don't know what that would be in inches, above this base knot. And the knot that I do is not the same knot as I did for this base knot. I'm taking the 2 strings, I'm crossing it over, kind of like as if you were to tie a shoe, dropping that 1 string down in front and pulling it through the loop, so that way I can pull it down to where I want it, which is about 1 centimeter above that base knot, and then doing it again, crossing, drop, pull through, and the knot is going to sit 1 centimeter above that base knot. So now you're going to do that to the rest of your section. This is where another section is going to be of 2 strings, the next 2 strings, and then the last 2. Now coming out of this first initial knot, you have 4 other separate knots. I know I'm being kind of confusing with this, but I don't really know how else to explain. You're going to have 4 sections now. This is where it may start to get a little confusing. I'll try and explain it the best that I can. Okay, this is section 1. This is section 2. You're going to take 1 string from section 1 and 1 string from section 2, and you are going to tie them about 1 centimeter from these second sets of knots. We're gonna tie a knot right here. You have tied 1 string from section 1 and 1 string from section 2 together, it should look a little bit like this. And you're going to have 1 string left over from section 1 and 1 string left over from section 2. Now, you are going to do the exact same thing, but with the leftover string from section 2 and add it to 1 string from section 3. So you're going to connect these two. Same thing, a knot about 1 centimeter from these second sets of knots. So now that you have 1 string left over from section 3, you're going to add it to 1 string from section 4 down here, and same thing, tie a knot 1 centimeter above that second round of knots. So it's going to start to look like a flower a bit. You have the last string from section 4, and the very first section, there's still 1 leftover piece of string. You're going to tie those together 1 centimeter above that second row of knots. It's gonna look like this, and you're going to want to do that exact same pattern all the way around again. So for the next time around, I'm gonna be, again, connecting section 1 string with 1 piece of section 2 string and tying the knot about 1 centimeter above those third set of knots right there.
Okay, you're just gonna wanna repeat this process about 8 more times, 8 times around the entire circle, which means you're gonna have approximately 10 rows of knots in total. You can do as much as you want though, so feel free to go crazy. Just make sure that you have about 1 foot left of string at the end, so that way you can actually get the rope around your neck for a necklace.
Okay. So I just finished going around, I want to say like 8 or 9 times, and this is what you're left with. It kind of looks a little bit like a doily, and then when you pull that very first initial knot, it turns into a little basket. So you can put whatever you want inside of it. And then you've got the rest of these strings. So what I'm gonna do next is put on a wooden bead, just like this one. So then that way the basket can be tightened around whatever I put inside this. I'm gonna do a little tiny white bead, and I'm gonna get all of these loose pieces through the bead, which may take me a minute. Okay, I had to do that off camera because I was getting very frustrated. Anyways, the bead is now threaded through. That way you can pull the bead as far down as you would like. So you are left with the little basket and then all these strings. Now you can either like tie it, make it a keychain, or if you want to make it a necklace, you divide your strings into 2 parts, just like this. And I suggest leaving about, is this 1.5 inches? 1.5 inches worth of string before you tie a little knot. Now this knot is the exact same knot that you did at the beginning, where you just like make a little loop and then pull it through. And that's just about 1.5 inches above your net. So do that to this side and then to your other side. the bead can still move all the way up to these knots, and it opens up so you can put your crystal or snack inside, and then when you want it smaller, you just pull the bead down. Now that you have these two sections, you can tie it to whatever length you want and then just tie a knot at the end, and then you're done. Taking my two pieces, just making a nice knot. And there you go, there's your necklace. You cut off these little excess pieces of string and then throw in whatever you want into your little basket.